Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. That's Chad. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, I'm in Newark, and here we are again. So if you're watching this, that means that we've successfully transported our next project car back to New Jersey. Chad, what are we about to pick up today?
Well, as a famous YouTuber once said, we are picking up what might be the most well-known and famous Aston Martin V8 Vantage on all of the internet, maybe even the world.
So I bought a certified pre-owned Aston Martin with a factory bumper-to-bumper unlimited mile warranty.
I bought it because I was able to get this car with an unlimited mileage bumper-to-bumper warranty.
This bumper, that bumper, it's all covered under warranty.
Does this car have a bumper-to-bumper warranty?
Yeah, it has a bumper-to-bumper warranty. You got 2 more months left of bumper-to-bumper warranty.
Okay. I'm getting some prototype suspension put on my car. How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today I'm going to show you how to fix a broken or weak AC system, like the one in my Aston Martin. Finally, I make my Aston Martin V8 Vantage faster and louder.
Oh my god! Holy crap!
That's right. We're going back to Orlando. We're going back to see our boy Tavarish. We are the ones. You may have seen his video. He's selling the Aston Martin. Well, it's not for sale anymore. We bought it.
Exactly. So we got it. We're going to take it home, but we have to get there first. So right now there's no delays. Fingers crossed, and we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. We're back here in Tavarish's place, right in front of our new car, the Aston Martin Vantage V8. This is an exciting day. This car is so freaking famous now. It's got over 20 million views between Doug DeMuro and Tavarish, the previous owners.
Yeah,
so
it's a bit of a YouTube darling, and now it's ours. So
yeah. So what are we gonna do to it? Just stick around and find out.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love.
famous key. It's there's a lot of stuff on here that apparently there's a lot of shared componentry in this car. This was back when Ford owned Volvo, Ford owned Aston Martin, Ford owned Jaguar. So there's apparently a lot of shared parts.
This has the AJ V8, which is, I think it's shared with Jaguar's XKs from that era. There we go. There it is, the 4.3 liter V8. Of course, this is between 2006 and 2008. Aston Martins used the 4.3 liter V8. Starting 2009, I believe, they moved up to the 4.7 liter V8s, which produced about 420 horses. This one produces 380.
380 from the factory. Now, some of you, if you've checked out Tavarish's page, you'll know that this has an exhaust on it. It's in happy, fun, loud mode all the time. So it probably has a little more ponies than it left Mick's place. But yeah, this is hugely exciting because I mean we bought this for basically the price of a new Camry.
So let's take a jump in here. If you're fans of Doug DeMuro and Tavarish, you've probably have seen this car many times. So at this point, this should feel like a very familiar place for all of you.
And those of you coming from those specific platforms, welcome. Hope you'd stick around.
So we'll try to do the car justice, just like the two previous owners did. There it is.
Not your car anymore. Technically, it still is. It definitely still is. The paperwork says I have the pink slip. Okay. So are you? I heard touchscreen something.
Yes.
No, it does not have a touchscreen, but it doesn't need it.
Take it back.
So we have that screen. That's nice.
Very cool.
Look at that.
Very pixelated. I like it.
Listen, man. You know what? I don't appreciate your negativity right now.
That's vintage. It's very PlayStation 2.
Okay. You know what? You don't get it anymore. That's it. You lose your screen privileges. By the way, for anybody wanting to buy an Aston Martin, if you want to take off the traction control and you press this button and then you realize that it doesn't actually do anything, what you have to do is you have to press it for 10 seconds. There we go.
Super safe.
Oh yeah,
And
super
then there
safe.
you go.
Because this thing will want to swap ends on you because it's 50-50 weight distribution and blah 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 blah.
Okay.
And understeer and oversteer and snap this and
That sounds all very technical.
In the back.
And
transmission is in the back.
Transaxle.
Yeah, Transaxle.
Yeah. So Tavarish, now that you're here and you've got a lift, can we do the same thing that we did last time with the M3?
I don't
The
see
Aston?
why not. It's not like we talked about this before you got here, but yeah, sure.
This is completely unplanned, and this is just out of.
Well, I mean, you guys just showed up at my
door.
doorstep and said, "Give me your Aston Martin," and you put a gun to my face. So I mean, like, I have to do it now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Chad is
And
actually
we really
poking me in the ribs with a gun right now. So I'm gonna blink
unarmed.
twice for help. Okay.
All right, now we're down here again. This is kind of a familiar scene. Last time it was with the M3. This
Hold
time,
on, it's a ghost story.
Whoa! Let's not do that again. By the way, this light is really, really bright. But anyway, this time we're not underneath an M3. We're underneath the Aston Martin Vantage V8. So you probably have never seen the underside of this unless you've seen Tavarish's videos.
My
but,
videos.
Yeah.
But
here it is again.
I have been under here.
Is this your first time? No? All right.
What the hell is that?
Whoa, that's completely new.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are, and we're going to take a look around and see what kind of condition it's in, because this has about 63,000 miles?
64.
64,000 miles in a car that normally is driven, according to Doug DeMuro, about 2,000 miles a year.
Something like that, yeah. 64,000 miles is a very, very high mileage for this car, but it's like normal mileage for any other car, and for this car, I actually think it's pretty normal. I've actually seen these for like 100,000, 150,000 miles. Some people, not the typical Aston owner, but some people do that. All right, so condition is pretty good. I have done all the necessary oil changes. There's no oil leaks. There's a little bit of seepage right here, but honestly, it's not even wet. So that's fine. I've replaced these used to be Torx bolts, and they're really hard to take out, so I replaced them with regular 10 mils. Okay. So this is a lot easier to take out for oil changes. This is where the filters are, because this is a dry sump V8. And if we move further down, that's the other filter right here. This is where the engine ends, and this is where the transmission usually would be, but this is a torque tube. And it's a carbon fiber shaft going all the way down to the end of the car, and cool. It meets the transmission back there. But so you don't, so we're not getting ahead of ourselves here. Yeah. Here's the stock headers, or I guess exhaust manifolds. They're a 4-into-2 collector. It goes from 4 runners into these two, and then that 2 goes into this Sport Cat. Now the original catalytic converters, they were very, very restrictive. They had 600 cells. These are 200 cell cats made by FabSpeed, and I paired that up with a FabSpeed X-Pipe, which makes the car sound really, really good. The car sounded good to begin with, but this just makes it sound a little better. It gives it a little more power. There is a little bit of this from my lift. So that's yeah. So you can see it just, the car is pretty low.
All memories.
Yeah,
we'll always know this is the Tavarish car because of the red.
So coming back here, this is the Transaxle, the transmission, 6-speed manual, a Graziano unit, and as you can see, there's no leaks or anything. All the bolts are actually in decent shape. even though the previous owner, Doug DeMuro, he like ice raced it and he drove it in snow, and I never did that. But yeah, this car, what's great about it is that the body doesn't really rust because it's made of aluminum. And everything here is made of aluminum other than like, see these bolts, they're obviously not aluminum, but the rest of the body is. It's all like bonded, and you can see like the glue that's literally holding this together with the rivets. It's a really very well constructed, very compact design. These are BC coilovers. They're BR type coilovers. They're 30 way adjustable or 36 way adjustable. I can't really remember. And they are custom built for this car. So this is the very first one that has cool. Yeah. So this is a production set. It has been finalized, but we did the R&D on this car. So that's really cool. Everything else I haven't really touched. I've done some odds and ends on the interior, but I've just kept it up. Like as far as maintenance, I've changed all the fluids and just made sure that the car runs fine. But it doesn't need any brake pads. It doesn't need any servicing in the foreseeable future. But it definitely does need some tires, because as you can see, the tires, they have seen better days. I mean, I'd say 20% left on this tire right here, and the other one's not faring much better. So yeah.
And these are summer tires?
These are summer tires, yeah, but they're really, really good. These are Potenza
REO 50A.
Yeah, REO 50A. So these are actually like really expensive.
Yeah, the Y-rated tires.
Yeah, they're like $350 a piece. So I would recommend getting these, or maybe some Michelins. Michelin has like Pilot Sport Cup 2s.
Sure.
Or, PS4S's, whatever. So this, I don't know if this is like a Jaguar leftover part, but if you can come my way, you can see that in the middle, there's like, it's a splined hub.
Oh yeah.
So you can tell that it was probably for like a Range Rover or something, right?
Right.
They just used that hub, and they're like, whatever, that's how it is. But these brakes are very, very good. The pads,
these are 4-piston pots?
These are, I believe they're 4-piston. They might be 6, but they're 4-piston. I know the rears are 4-piston. These might be bigger 4-piston. But
stainless steel brake lines too?
Yes, they're Teflon coated. So one thing is these pads, they dust a lot, and these are the OEM pads. It's just they're really aggressive. They have a lot of bite, but they dust like crazy.
That's a simple change.
Sure, yeah. I would get the Porterfield. Porterfield RS4s, I believe they are. They're an inexpensive pad for what you get, and they don't dust as much, and they give a decent bite. But these are very aggressive. Like the stock pads are very good if you want to go for like these. If you want to drive hard, but that's.
So you've had this car for almost 2 years now, and what were some of the major problems that you've run into?
The only major, I haven't had any major problems. This car has been very, very reliable. I mean, more than it has any right to be. The only issue I've had was with the AC system, and it's not the AC compressor. I had a problem with a condenser. It was just clogged from just years of debris and whatever. Okay. So what happened was I just cleaned it out with soap and water and a garden hose, and it was fine. So yeah, the AC works very well. Heating works very well. The stereo system in this car is really good. It's probably the best I've ever heard. Yeah, it's extremely good. So you have Bluetooth.
It has the speakers that pop up from the dash?
No, this doesn't have Bang & Olufsen. No. Okay. That was in 2010, I believe, for the V12 Vantage. But this one has the Aston Premium, and it's really, really good. It bumps.
Yeah. Now, are you going to miss this car?
Dude, do you have to ask? So this was my dream car, and I told myself in 2010 that I would get this car in 2014, and I got it in 2016. So it was. I really, when I say I love this car, I really do love this car. Hope he doesn't race it out. I don't think he will, but
we're totally gonna race it out.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah,
right.
We're stealing Chris's idea and putting a 2J in there.
Sure. Good luck. If you can do it, I will hand you lots of money.
We're totally not gonna race this thing out. No. Okay, now it's the morning of our long road trip back to New Jersey. We've
5
got
a.m.
5 a.m. We've got 1,100 miles, and it's super dark outside. But
We're kind of tired, but we're super happy because we've got the Aston Martin right behind us, and we're taking this home.
Yep, we got that 4.3 liter hand-built Dawn Chorus to keep us awake.
Close your eyes. Would you dream for me? Some paradise. Tell me who you see, 'cause I think I do want you next to me.
Since we've got this now, this is definitely both an M3 killer and a Volvo V70R killer. This is the fastest project car we currently have in our stable.
This is the fastest thing in the fleet.
Yeah.
This thing weighs about 3,500 pounds.
Yeah.
And of the cars we currently have in fleet, so the Volvo, the M3, and now this. This is the second heaviest.
Yeah.
The M3 is the lightest.
Yeah.
And once we get that bad boy up and running, a couple mods, and we're 380 horsepower is not that far away in that car.
Now, the original car that we got, you know, the kind of like basically the birth of our YouTube channel is the Volvo V70R. And what do you think we have to do to that car to kind of get it on par with this level?
Right up off the bat. That thing is never going to be able to cope with this thing in the corners.
Yeah.
It's going to have to make all of its hay in between the corners.
Yeah.
At which point you're going to need a lot of horsepower.
Yep.
The problem is that 5-cylinder kind of runs out of steam around 450 horsepower. Which, when you're considering the weight of the Volvo, which is 3,800 pounds-ish, you know, that's a lot of weight to carry around on a long wheelbase car with the engine and the front wheel drive biased all-wheel drive system.
Yeah.
So to get above and beyond that, you're probably looking at, I don't know the Volvo scene as well, but just common sense, you're probably looking at pistons, rods, and a crank.
Yeah. Kind of like the standard things you would do for a car to get it to the next level engine-wise and power-wise.
And then from there, you got something that's, depending on how far or whatever you want to go, then you have something that might be capable of 600 horsepower in a station wagon. That's pretty batshit.
You next to me, but does this work? 'Cause I know I can't get to you. I like the chase, and I know you do too. Am I just in love with the idea of you? 'Cause I'd cross a million seas. Would you do that for me? Yeah, I'd fly this whole world twice if I could be a paradise.
Do it again, bro. So, we got about, what, 180 miles left to go? We're in Delaware.
Another 3 hours to drive. We're in Delaware. Rest stop. It's cold.
Yeah, much colder than Florida.
Yeah, exactly. It's about 27 degrees now.
Yeah.
But we got another 3 hours to drive, and this thing is holding up really, really strong.
Yeah, the temperature gauge hasn't moved, right smack in the middle. It's handling everything the road has to throw at it. You know, she might be a tad low.
Yeah.
Tad low.
Tad low, a little firm.
Yeah. Only thing left to do now is to show it to our third member. That's Gregson. See what he thinks.
Yep.
We'll catch you back in Jersey. It's here. Oh my God, serious. We made it to New Jersey. 0 incidents.
We started around, and my Apple Watch has died.
That's how long we've been out.
We left a long time.
We left around 5 a.m.
Oh my we left Tavarish's at about 5:15.
Yeah, 5:15. It's now 11:20.
One day,
and
marathon men. Hell yeah!
How many gas stops did we make? We made 5. We got all the receipts in there.
That's less than I thought. And stop telling things. I have to ask a question. All right. So I prepared a battery of questions for these guys. And by battery, I just mean like 4 that I just thought of on the top of my head.
You really talked this up.
First question, and I'm trying to speak a little bit quietly because my wife and baby are semi-asleep. First question, how is the ride quality / are your spines intact?
So, probably the most uncomfortable part of this entire trip was our flight time.
Yeah. Which, by the way, did we mention in the video earlier? The price of the ticket was $35 each. Now,
our Uber ride to Tavarish's was more than that.
Exactly.
That is absurd.
The Uber ride was $60.
Yeah. That's legitimately ridiculous.
Yeah.
You flew from here to Florida.
Yeah.
For $70.
For $70 combined.
And your Uber driver
correction
from the Orlando airport.
Not $70, $68 and change. We rounded up to 70 just for convenience sake.
Mother of God. Okay, that's so ridiculous.
But as far as the ride is concerned, the ride
is
really good, even though it has prototype coilovers.
Right, BC Racing coilovers, right?
Pre-production though.
Right.
The ride is really good. There's a lot of play in the suspension, or there's a lot of in what play the suspension has. There's good movement on it, but it's not squishy and soft.
That's good.
It might be a tad low.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you have the play, and it over some of the larger dips, it bottomed out a little bit. But no, you may have to take your wallet out of your back pocket.
Other than that,
that's true.
Pretty good.
The seats, the seats are made for I think European proportions, potentially.
Yeah.
But also,
when we wide American proportions.
when we went over like expansion joints, you'd hear some scraping, and we think that it's the wheel well.
Okay. So, but probably want to raise the car maybe half an inch to an inch or something.
It's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, for Florida roads, it's fine. For up here, and land of the careless snowplow,
right?
It's best if we raise it up just a little bit. It shouldn't ruin the look too bad.
Or maybe 14-inch wheels and really high-profile tires.
So Formula One.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe wire rim.
All right, question 2. How tired are you?
Not very.
No?
Yeah, no,
not at all. Like
you got the sports car wiredness going.
Yeah.
I mean, that Fab Speed exhaust is better than coffee. Even though this one had to stop for coffee.
Yeah, had to stop for coffee.
Coffee is good. Just drink coffee.
That's just how I function. But I think the toughest part was just this morning trying to. When we left, it was fine, but then like 40 minutes into it, it was still like early in the morning, no one was in the roads, it was like very straight, dark, you just want to go to bed.
Right, yeah,
so
fog. I agree with you, getting up early and going to like a car to coffee or something like that, you're like really tired. Then when you start to get into it, like an hour or two goes by in the day, you're like, okay, I can nail this.
Yeah. Once the sun comes up, it's like, all right, an hour into it.
Once I had some caffeine in me, I was cutting people left and right. So
yeah, he did get very Jersey once he got some caffeine.
Did you do the Jersey swoop, which was every lane with no turn signal?
I did.
Good man. Floridians didn't properly drive.
Well, it was in New Jersey, so they were just looking at that Florida. Because we should mention it still has Florida tags.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
All right. Next question. Does the car feel solid? Did it have any faults on the way up in any way?
No faults.
I mean,
like did the engine stutter? Did the
so there's like
backfire in any way? Did the fuel like cut out for some reason?
So there's there was none of that. The car drove beautifully. The only thing that might be wrong with it is some like fit and finish stuff. So there's like a little buzz coming from somewhere up here.
Right, and I know that there's like leather from
right.
Freddie did his video. There's like leather coming out here. It's like really tiny kind of aesthetic thing.
But as far as the trip, it was solid. It got up to the temperature gauge came up to right in the middle and it stayed there.
Oh, that's awesome.
You could have just
cool. I mean, the AJ engine's pretty reliable. Apparently. It's a Ford Jag derived.
V8. So I mean, they've been. I mean, the AJ. I mean, it's not really a Ford or Jag engine, but the AJ
it was developed
variant
under the auspices of Ford.
Right, and then but that engine's been around for 30 years now. So
it's completely solid. Everything feels tight. Steering feels tight. Suspension
Awesome.
feels tight.
Nice.
Brakes are squeaking a little bit.
Okay.
But Freddie said that just might mean you need new I think you need new rotors or
New
have
pads,
rotors.
probably. These pads are super dusty.
I think the wheel dust from Doug DeMuro's videos and Freddie's videos, I think it's the pads that are on here.
Well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
He does say that the pads are super aggressive and really good,
Right.
but they wear quick.
Right.
So, like I said, there's a little
less
squeaking.
aggressive
There's a little
pad.
squeaking in the brakes, but nothing major. I mean,
Yeah.
for basically a car like this, for the price we got it for, it's more solid
Than anything else we did at that
than a
price
car
point.
like a car of this type that's built to this standard
Right.
with this many miles on it. It
Right.
feels it's tight as a drum.
I did notice that anytime, again, going over like expansion joints or just like little dips and bumps here and there, like you could feel how tight the steering rack is. And
That's awesome.
sometimes you could feel it kind of like ratchet in your hands.
Oh, really?
So it's just something to kind of like look out for.
Yeah.
It's really the steering's really tight, so
Yeah.
small inputs.
Yeah. Cool. You answered my next one. How many times did you stop for gas? So tell me about the trip. It was 5 stops for gas.
5 stops for gas, and that was stopping right around a quarter tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
And really, the reason why we stopped was because we needed to kind of
Okay.
recharge, and you know.
Yeah. So you're doing
stretch our legs.
2.5.
Right.
2 of those stops were
hours
food,
stints
were
apiece.
food stops.
So right, and you know, since we were on Interstate 95, and you know, the most convenient way to fill gas is like, you know, the rest of the areas with food and bathrooms and gas stations. So we needed to use the bathrooms, and we said, well, let's just fill the gas since we're here. So
Right.
it's just the most
Efficient way.
efficient way of doing things. So yeah,
All right. And
I think we filled about 5 times, and yeah.
Nice.
There's only like 1 or 2 times where we just filled from like
The first stop,
tank all
the
way
first
up.
stop was purely just to fill,
Okay.
Yeah.
or just we stopped. This one needed coffee.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And then my last question is, what was the best part of the trip?
Oh,
The noise.
I figured you were gonna say it, but I wanted to hear if that was like the thing.
yeah. And again, you know, we went through Interstate 95, so we drove through Baltimore, the Baltimore Inner Harbor Tunnel, or Baltimore Harbor Tunnel, and there's not a lot of cars there, and we just let her rip.
Nice.
You know, it was amazing.
Awesome.
It does. We touched on it earlier, but this thing does absolutely everything you want a sports car to do. Okay, so it might be a tad down on power, but it's got the manual box, so you roll
Right.
through the gears, so you get that sensation of speed, and you're maybe not going as fast as if you had like a 600 horsepower monster or something like that.
Right.
You know, like could it use a little more power? Yeah, but you know, in the same token, as it sits, it's a phenomenal little sports car. It's a ton of fun.
Right.
You know, it'll be great when the M3 smash. I mean,
Or Hanson's, which you know
we'll see.
we're filming this in February. It's
Yeah.
freezing outside. Chad is braving the elements for branding purposes because he's wearing a Shifting Lanes t-shirt. I have the Shifting Lanes hoodie.
check the
But,
description below.
yeah, go buy them because we got to pay for this.
Eddie Bauer
I
on
don't,
here.
I don't have mine.
We got to pay for this Aston Martin somehow, so go buy our t-shirts. But yeah, I mean, everyone's saying this thing is like down on power. It's still got 380 from factory. I mean, you put an X-pipe exhaust on it, you're probably looking at an extra 20 to 30 horsepower, depending. I mean, we're gonna dyno this thing. We're gonna see exactly how much power it's lost over the years. We're gonna throw a tune at it. I hope we're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff to it to kind of continue the legacy of the car and make it even more special.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
This is supremely special right now.
Yeah.
It's been owned by 2 great guys, and they've taken really good care of it. And
Just think about it. We're approaching our 5th year anniversary.
Exactly.
And maybe only 2 years of actually trying. And
Right.
yeah,
Aston Martin.
Yeah.
so
Good job, Shifting Lanes. Yeah.
so you're seeing the evolution of all of this.
I can't wait to really piss off Doug and Freddie when they see the videos.
Yeah.
After I slam it and stance it and camber it
I
and make
like
it
it.
VIP.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And completely rip rip out that infotainment because that might be the worst part.
Yeah, the worst part of that is like the maybe PlayStation 1 graphics on the
Well, I mean, it's a Volvo unit
Yes.
from what, 2007?
And you know what? I was like, this is a GPS unit. I'm gonna punch in our address so I don't have to bother with my phone.
Oh, God.
First state, New Jersey. State not found. Please insert other disc or something like that.
Wow.
New Jersey's not included.
So good news, we're going to be replacing that.
The Swedes don't recognize the existence or sovereignty of New Jersey.
Obviously.
I mean,
they only
it's-
recognize Jersey, so.
Here's something hilarious to think about, and this will be the last thing I say. That GPS unit is the same era as our Project Volvo V70R.
So
Because
swapping in
2004 through 2007,
Yeah.
that's the same unit that came in that car if you got the nav system in it. So, WTF,
Terrible
maybe.
buy.
So what you're saying is we're putting the 5 in this and the 8 in the Volvo?
That would be the most ridiculous swap ever.
And
Yeah.
also the dumbest.
Also, yes, that is accurate.
It'll be interesting.
And that's it. We made it from Tavarish's place up to New Jersey. Not a scratch on us or the car. It's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to help us out, support us in all things Aston Martin, Volvo, and BMW, and car to be named it later. Head down to the description. You can get your Shifting Lanes shirts. We also got stuff for the Volvo, the Team Dad Wagon stuff. We're going to be putting stuff up for this. Maybe we call this the Team Village Bicycle. Who knows?
It could be anything we want.
That's right.
Anything we want. Really, seriously, doing that stuff helps us out, helps us make more videos, helps us do cool stuff with cool cars.
Yeah. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on our Drive Tribe page. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Hanson. I had so much fun driving this car. And Chad, what'd you think?
It's a blast. It's the most fun I had in a long time.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Peace.
Yeah.